In my last vlog on my Canadian road trip, I crossed the border, saw some fireworks, experienced Canadian nightlife, got spooked while attempting to stealth camp by a lake, almost started a fire in my van from a melted power station cord, and then ended up here by the morning. But today is going to be a much better day. Better waterfall views, weirder places to visit, including the Canadian iconic Clifton Hill, plus a few surprises along the way because this is van life after all. And at the end of the night, I'm going to attempt to stealth camp the spot from last vlog again, but try some new techniques to feel safer and be more prepared, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Last night, after struggling to find a place to sleep, I finally caved and paid $15 for a public casino overnight parking. The view from the back doors is definitely underwhelming to say the least, especially with the consistently dreary, rainy weather we've had this week here, but also the view from the front windows was much more my style. I am right in the heart of Niagara Falls, Ontario, with the perfect view of the Skyline Tower observation deck. It reaches up to 775 feet over the falls. It's also a revolving restaurant, so you can get dinner and have the best views of the falls. I really wish I had more time to do that on this trip, but I would love to come back and do that one day. It looks like it would be a lot of fun, but today we have other plans. Because of our busy schedule, breakfast is going to need to be a lot faster. I do usually prefer to make food in my van because of the price of eating out, but honestly, making food in my van can take a lot of time, from setting up, washing dishes, how much water I use, and then I'm gonna have to refill that water and go somewhere to dump that water, and it can take me about an hour to eat if I want to make a real meal that's not microwavable mac and cheese with a plastic fork or a bowl of cereal. However, it is also nice to try new foods or places while I travel, and my dad said Tim Hortons was a Canadian Northeast breakfast staple, so I decided to give it a shot. And I was actually really surprised by how much I liked the food here. It was also a really great price. It's of course just like another genre of Dunkin' Donuts, but still it was a lot of fun to get into the spirit of the area. I think the best camper van parking spot possible is right here where this van is parked. Imagine sitting on your roof deck and drinking a morning coffee with the view of Niagara freaking Falls. That is pretty incredible. I am already loving the Canadian side of Niagara Falls much better than the New York side. There are so many more things available to do, and the views were 1,000 times better. This has been one of the best morning walks I've had almost maybe in my entire life. And to think it was literally right outside my doorstep from my home is so incredible. Staring off into the waterfall, I couldn't help but be grateful for the opportunities my van provides me, for peace and for freedom and adventure. That yes, it takes me longer to cook a meal or to do daily chores, but that's worth waking up to this in the morning. Will I question everything the next major car maintenance bill comes? Yes, absolutely, every single time. There are definitely ups and downs, but I have no doubt I absolutely love doing this. If you're watching this and you're thinking of getting into van life, I implore you to of course do your research and know what you're getting into, and to make sure you have a rig that will be able to give you a good quality of life. But besides that, get out here, man. Look at this. Think of how much more there is to explore. I just feel limitless with possibilities. I feel present, which can start to feel rare in a world where I feel like my face can get caught in the tornado of the digital world, but I'm here, my feet firmly planted, feeling the ground. I'm quite literally touching grass, reconnecting, feeling the wind, tasting the moment. I know this moment will pass, and soon I'll hear a kid screaming or a car honking and be pulled back into the endless thought tunnels of, when is that project due? What things do I have to accomplish next? And soon this will just be another picture, another video, another memory. But for now, I'm just looking out, and I am here, and I am alive, and it is breathtaking, and it is beautiful. There are actually a lot more things to do in Niagara than just the falls, and I actually had a really tough time narrowing down what to do in my short time here. What I'm driving through now is called Clifton Hill, and it's a very strange spot. For example, I saw this. At first I thought it was a real guy trapezing over the street. You never know for how many people come to this area to go over a waterfall in a barrel, but right now I'm driving to Maple Leaf Place, regardless of the fact that I am allergic to maple syrup, but I just want to tour and learn how maple syrup is made, but it ended up that the tour had already closed earlier in the day and that I didn't read that online, unfortunately. Alright, that's fine. Not a big deal. They had maple tastings, but obviously I wasn't going to be able to do it anyway, unless we wanted to play like real life Russian roulette, so that's fine. I just looked up on maps and I found something very weird, and like the one review says, why is this here? And that's how I knew I had to go. It's a little bit of a far drive, but my battery needs to be charged anyway. Sometimes I like pick further things just so that I can get my battery to recharge, so hashtag van life. All right, we made it, and I am super excited. I saw it, and it's so weird. It's just weird. Oh my God. I came to visit this tree because I was worried that I was losing my weird. I was worried I was losing my color. According to recent research, color is actually disappearing. 2 centuries ago, black, white, and gray made up only 15% of all items. But now it's about 60%. Now 75% of all newly manufactured cars are black, white, or gray. The most popular carpet color is gray. The most popular paints have been names like mist and linen. I think the world needs more weird, it needs more strange, it needs more shoes nailed to trees for absolutely no reason. I love how weird the world is. It's just on the side of the road, like there's nothing else here. And it's just so strange. Like I wish I had a pair of shoes to leave here, but I only brought shoes I really like, so not today. If you notice, even looking at this tree, even in the mixture of shoes, you can see the main void of color besides the occasional peaks of fuchsia. Lately I felt like my life has been losing its weird, maybe partly because I've been growing up, and you know, when you're in middle school, being weird is it's just so much easier than when you're an adult and you have a lot of responsibilities. I've found that I've been choosing practical over interesting. My last camper van was an exciting ruby red, but this time I went with a white van for stealth and to blend in and to be more practical. And honestly, I have been so sad about losing that color. I don't like how this van looks, but I understand I did it for adulting reasons. I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to consciously make a choice to choose more color. I want to choose to be and see and experience more weird, because if we don't consciously choose more colorful things, it will continue to disappear from our world. We need to stop doling our colors for convenience. We need to nail more shoes to trees and make logos bubbly and bright again and put McDonald's back to how they were in the 90s. We need to stop conforming everything and stop shaming diverging from the straight path. Let's make the world more weird and more strange again. And I think on that note, where we need to go next is the biggest weird place in Niagara Falls, Clifton Hill. All right. Back on the road. Of course, Clifton Hill involves paying for more parking, but what doesn't besides the shoe tree? Like, should I have checked? Was there a meter here? Canada does not let you park anywhere. So what is Clifton Hill? It is one of the most famous streets in Niagara that is located steps away from the falls, that it just has some weird and fun restaurants and attractions and games and arcades. Over-the-top lights and displays with a Ferris wheel, Ripley's Believe It or Not, Canada's largest mini golf course, go-karts, the Criminals Hall of Fame Wax Museum, Rainforest Cafe, an aquarium, and basically, yeah, it's just a gigantic tourist trap. But they call it the world-famous Street of Fun. There's a roller coaster and a haunted house of Frankenstein on top of a Burger King. So there is lots to see in every direction. Lots of bright, colorful lights and displays, and an abundant amount of weird. things on this street are honestly better suited for kids or for a group of people. For example, I'm a big advocate of knowing it's okay to do things alone, but I'm not into mini golf or bowling or arcades enough to pay a lot of money to go alone. But with a group of friends, it's always fun. So instead, I decided that I would take my time here at Clifton Hill to do something a little different and try my very first beaver tail. Beaver tails are a fried dough pastry shaped like a beaver's tail that comes with a lot of options for toppings. And while it is possible to get them in the United States or other places, they are best known for being a Canadian delicacy and the ultimate Canadian carnival food. And of course, I obviously have to try one straight from the source while I'm visiting here. All right, my very first beaver tail. I'm very excited, and it's strawberry cheesecake, so. I think now I'm gonna try to go back to the van and find a place to sleep for the night. I think I might retry that spot from last night. My only problem with it was that guy was being creepy, so hopefully he won't be there. We'll see. All right, we made it back. Time to try the beaver tail. It's beautiful. We need light. More than that. All the light. This is very serious, okay? Honestly, it's beautiful. Am I gonna be very upset that they don't have these in America? Do they? Oh my. Okay, but how am I supposed to eat this? Do I just like pick it up? Do I use a fork? What is the proper Canadian etiquette here? Okay, I think I need a hair tie. I need to put my hair back for this. Roll up the sleeves. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna live here just so I can get these constantly. Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous. Like, look at that. Look at it. Maybe I should stop showing you like close-ups of my food that you can't have because you're not in Canada. That's just rude, honestly. Oh my gosh, I know what it tastes like. Maybe this is gonna make it sound less cool, but it tastes just like a toaster strudel, but like thinner. Instead of like having the stuff on the inside, it's on the outside with like a thinner crust. Yeah. Like a toaster strudel, except instead of giving you that little packet where you can like barely get enough icing on top, they give you all the icing. Like unlimited icing. And it's strawberry cheesecake. So, wins all around. Anything strawberry cheesecake is my favorite, so. I guess we should have known I was gonna love it. Yep. So good. All right, well, I was trying to eat healthier, but evidently I just ruined that, but it was definitely worth it. All right, I'm feeling pretty good. I think we're going to retry the spot from last night. So far, success. I am the only one here. It is so cute and much more peaceful than my usual parking lots. This time I also made sure to back in, that way I'd have an easy way out. My sliding door is towards the road, so if anyone wants to mess with that, they'll have to do it towards the road where people will see. And I can see what's around me, and I know where things are. And that's making a huge difference. I feel really good about this spot. Hopefully I'll continue to feel good about it as it gets dark, but we'll see. For now, I just kind of want to go walk along the lake and appreciate having a good spot. I don't get spots like this often because it's not often that they feel safe like this, where they're near the road. So I'm glad that I got one today. Hopefully, if everything keeps going well. This bridge looks a little sketchy, but let's try it. Oh. I love it. This is definitely, I would say, one of the best spots I've ever had. Definitely a parking lot girl, what can I say? But every once in a while, I find a little piece of gold like this. A goose is coming at me. Should I run? Please stop coming towards me. I feel like he's gonna chase me or something. Sir? Sir, personal space. He's not stopping. Oh, all right, Mr. Goose. All yours. Your space. I've read one too many stories about people being, oh my God, it's still coming. Dude, don't you dare. What is he doing? I'm not, I've heard goose horror stories, all right? Not today. All right, and that was our stealth camping day in Canada. I'm starting to really like Canada. Don't worry, I'm not gonna move here, but maybe. Where am I going next? I'm not quite sure, but I guess that's kind of part of the adventure, is figuring it out, right?